Hey, my love. I see Erica's here. Sorry, y'all. I thought I was broadcasting, but I had it on private mode. So obviously, It was a party of one. So I just restarted the live with the public designation on. So I'm hoping you all can see me, and let me know if you can hear me too. I'm checking out the post, see if anyone uploaded any photos. So I see Yolanda, and we'll see whatever we get to. We have templates galore to do, and some tutorials as well. Oh, this is beautiful. Yolanda, I'm liking these photos. I think this would make a very interesting composition, especially with all the cultural elements too. So I'm excited about this one. I also saw some graduation stuff. You all let me know if you would like to see a template and a tutorial on doing the graduation stoles. I have received a request for that, and I just want to know if that is indeed something that will be popular, that you all want to learn to design. And if you want like a ready-made template for that, I can make a template for Photoshop, and then if somebody purchased the Affinity template, I'll make a template for Affinity as well. She is gorgeous. And Yolanda, I don't know if you're here with me tonight or today. It's not night yet, but I'm sure it's growing closer towards that. Let me know if there's like a school logo. I see Las Vegas High School, home of the Wildcats. So I do see Wildcats. Let me know if there's like a theme color, because I'm looking at the senior portrait and it's just usually black and white anyway. So if there's any colors or themes that you want me to go with, make sure you comment that on the YouTube video. Because once I close out of Facebook, I'm gonna keep it closed just because it uses up so much. Yeah, Erica says definitely a template for the stoles. Gotcha. And Brianna was wondering that same thing. So I think we're just gonna have to do it. Oh, Yolanda, you're good, love. I had a session started where it was just me, myself, and I had it in private mode on my software. I forget that I have to manually set it to public every time. So I just got back on maybe like 3 minutes ago. So I'm going to wait for you all to find me again. In the meantime, I am downloading images. So Yolanda, I don't know if you heard me say this, but if you can, let me know any color scheme or anything for the shirt that we might be doing with you, and then that way I'll have those details in the notes just in case we get separated. And I'm gonna go ahead and start downloading. And let's see, Natasha. Okay, I got these, Natasha. These are gorgeous pictures. I'm definitely going to use them too. I just don't know, depending on the live sessions and what what the workload is, I may be able to get to one set. Like last night, we did one set, but it was a multi-photo template, and let's download this one. So I'll have it in there as well. Now this one looks like possibly a screenshot image. So we're going to see how that comes out if we get to that one. Abu Bakar. I'm not sure if I'm saying your name correctly, but hopefully if I'm not, you can definitely tell me the correct pronouncing of your name, and I will do my absolute best to get it right. All right, Marie and Nikki. Dang, I have not sent you that email. I was waiting on you to send me the email, and then I logged off, so I need to send you an email. We're doing a funeral program and church program template, so I'm gonna be sending Nikki that one. So I will definitely be working on that as soon as I take my break from here. I'll send you that file. All right, so I think I got everybody's every little thing. So I'm going to close out of the Book of the Faces. We're gone. And for those of you who missed it last night, this is the one we worked on yesterday. We completed this one for a young man who I believe he was murdered, or I'm not quite certain of the details, but definitely my condolences to his family and for the members of the group who may have been affected by his death. And everybody's affected by a death, especially of a child. So definitely we put our love and poured our love into this design last night, and we're going to be doing some of the graduation was now. And see what I'll do, because I'm getting, oh God, he was murdered walking to the corner store, 17 years old. Oh yeah. Yeah, my heart. Okay, Ilana, would you rather me resend to the Dropbox on Google? If you have the full resolution images, absolutely. It will make your end project turn out better. I will, if you can, if you have Google Drive, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what my Google Drive is. You can share it to n8labstaff@gmail.com. If you just send me from your Google Drive, send me whatever files you want that way to that email, then I can download the full resolution image. And I'll be checking the chat to see if those are coming in. And if you aren't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Subscribe, to the YouTube channel. And also we have a Facebook group. It's N8 Creatives, and it's growing. It's a little baby group right now. We got about 300 members, but it's growing. The whole point of the group is basically, right now it's free education. It's me sharing a lot of the tips, tricks, and skills that I have, but also within the group we're starting to expose our own talents within Photoshop and Affinity. So basically I want you all to be a part of that group so that you can see when I'm going live. You can also partake in the homeworks and things that I give you all as assignments. And no, you don't get a grade or anything, but this is helping you to achieve the things that you say you want to achieve, and I'm here to help do that. Alright, so let's go ahead. I'm going to save this particular file here, and then let's see what we're going to do for graduation. I've got my little list of templates I'm supposed to be getting together and gathering. And I'm not sure if Kendra is with us. Kendra, girl, I appreciate the support. I'm working through your templates now. So as a matter of fact, we use one of those templates so we can pull photos into it. Alright, so what I'm going to be doing is showing you based on this design here. We're just going to duplicate this group because we're going to work in Affinity first, and then I do have some Photoshop files to do too. So this one, of course, will be an entirely different design by the time we're done with it. Let's go to our photos. And let's see, based on, I'm going to do a set from yesterday. Yolanda, while you're getting me those photos, the higher resolution ones. And let's see, we're going to go with, I got to change this one out. So this one is a very simple design. Background, foreground, text in the front, and a number. However, let's do some switching up here. Let's do, and duplicate that. The problem that I'm having when I pull things into Photoshop is I've looked it up, and no matter what I do, I cannot preserve the text. So basically it turns all my text into pixel layers. It somewhat saves the format, and then I have to retype all this stuff. So fun stuff. We do what we have to do. I'm going to basically rebuild this design as far as the text goes, and then put in a new image. So we'll play with that. See if I can, I know I have some pictures of some little ones. And maybe we'll switch it up. I have a picture with Tracy Ramsey, and it's their 40th anniversary photo. So we'll do something with that. I'm finding me a cutie to bring in right now. And I can just drop it right in there. And again, you know what? I think what I'm gonna do is Marie, I'm not sure if you're logged on right now, but if you could tell me any theme that you might like. Of course, I blur out the themes of the images because I'm just trying to give you an idea of what you can create without, you know, setting myself up for the okie doke. So I would like you to give me a little input on what this little one would like as far as theme goes. And you sent me actually quite a few pictures. So we're just going to keep this one simple, show you what to do as far as cutting out. For those of you who didn't get a chance to come in yesterday and learn how to use a pen tool, we'll do that part. I'm going to leave his fingers there just because I feel like we'll find something to kind of cover it, character or something. And let's go to our pen tool. You know what? We might not need the pen tool on this one. Let's see if the selection brush does us any justice. Let's just see. So I'm selecting around the object with this selection brush tool, and it's trying to gather pixels that it does not believe that I want. When I start from the background, you can also start from the foreground and then come out. I just always find it easier to come from the background. And then let's say I selected what I don't want, or the background of it. And then maybe perhaps I selected a little too far in here. Well, now I can go to subtract instead of add, and I can subtract out this part. And of course you see my edges are a little jagged, so we're going to work on that too. We're going to add this little part right here in. See how we're doing around the hair, ears. We don't want to cut off anything important. We definitely want to grab this stuff right here. Make sure those aren't going to be left behind. And like I said, if it added too much, you can go to subtract and kind of come back the opposite way and clean that up. And we still have some pixels here. I'm on subtract. I need to be back on add. Pixels there to get rid of in here. And of course you can see that it hasn't perfectly selected the pixels on the outside. What I do for that is magic wand, and I'm going to hit shift and I'm going to select, oh no. Oh, it was on new. I need to go to add, hold shift, or I don't have to hold shift because I'm on add. And hopefully I have everything around this thing selected. So now what I'm going to do is select the inverse, and I believe for that I can go to select inverse just like I would for Photoshop, inverse pixel selection. Now hold on a second, Control Z. Let me undo that for just a second because I'm not confident. Let's see, let's invert pixel selection and see. I'm going to go ahead and just do a mask here, a layer mask. Okay, so it did have the outside meat selected. Well, it has the inside meat selected because I did an inverse. Now I just want to see how clean that looks. If it doesn't look clean, then we're going to do a little refining to it. So select, let's deselect and see. Ooh, no, that's not going to work. So let's go back a couple of steps. Background is still there. And I'm going to use a freehand selection tool. I never trust when this thing tells me it's cutting out the stuff from the edges, because in my experience, I'll go to print something and I'll see these very faint little lines. So because I am untrusting, I'm going to go to subtract here, and I'm just going to make sure I add to the part that I want removed, because I want to be sure that I don't have any of those little edges in there. There's one thing I don't like to do is come back and do something that I've already done. That part looks fine. And then even here, well, no, because I'm going to end up fading that off anyway. Alright, so that is okay with me. I understand that those edges aren't going to be there. And now I'm going to go to refine this mask. And you'll see, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Control plus is what I'm doing here. I want to see how well it's going to transition these edges, because I don't want, I'm going to feather just a little bit. I don't want hard, jagged edges all around the image. So what I'm going to do first is just take down everything just so you can understand what it's doing. Alright, so you see that border width was the first thing that kind of gave us a little bit of cleaning near those edges. Now these names will be a little bit different in Photoshop, but it's the same idea. You can refine the selection in Photoshop as well. As a matter of fact, I suggest that you do. The smoothing, when you see those little square pixely, I don't think it's a word, but the pixelated edges, what I tend to do is smooth, and what it does is it kind of creates less peaks in your selection. So if you have a low resolution photo, it will help you on that. Now I do also see that some of the hair isn't selected here. But I'm sure it's not nearly as important as having a clean edge and not having all of that, the trashy cutouts. I can't do them. Now my border is going way too far, because you see it's cutting off some of his ear, some of his face. So I'm going to play with that border width and see if that does the adjusting for me. pull back my feathering a little bit. And this is quite different from Photoshop, because Photoshop will tell me whether I am going to cut into the image more or cut away from the image more. And I think maybe that's what this ramp is doing right now. I'm hoping so, because I do see it's cutting off a little less of the image. Yeah, so the ramp is kind of giving me some of my image back. And that looks good to me. We won't know until we apply it, so we're going to go ahead and apply it. And now we can do a layer mask. And then let's do Control D to deselect. Yeah, it looks good. So that was cutting out with we used the selection brush tool, and the flood select tools. If you have a lot of the same color, you can use that. In Photoshop, it's called the magic wand. So let's move our photo at this moment. He is 11 months, so maybe one would work.